Hey there, gamers. Welcome back to Cryptic Gaming. I hope you've been having a wonderful week. So, as many of you know, the forts tend to fault out whenever we're running these Helm contracts that we get for doing a fort plunder, and it can be kind of frustrating, especially when it's the ones that pay the most, which would be like your Mega Fort, Grand Fort, Preemie. But there is a way around that for those of you wanting to do your laboratories and your distillery, your factory stuff here. So you're going to go into order registry, and I just picked these roving missions up. But there'll be roving missions here for pieces of 8. You don't have to do the standard orders. You can if you want to. You don't have to actually complete these though. In fact, I would recommend that you don't go buy the stuff for pieces of 8. Up to you if you want to, but or to actually sell the materials. But what I'm doing is we're going to have Helm rogues chasing us is the point here. Now you don't want to have a actual mark for death on you, so I was running this earlier and I went ahead and completed the contract. So I'm going to show you how to get rid of that. Now you're going to have to open up something in your tree first and foremost, which will be over here in the Helm, then upgrades and straight up. It is the one that will remove the mark for death. So let's see, is this one here? No. Gang Butcher. Every time you destroy that, you're going to remove Mark for Death 30 minutes. So, I don't know that it's actually active, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up a few of these because it is going to help spawn in, that's right, more of these fleets here. So, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to grab anything I can contract-wise that's going to spawn these ships in. And now, obviously, with these, we're going to have to actually show up to the location to destroy the rogues. Okay, we're holding as many contracts as we can, so that's a good thing. Now, you can't fast travel when you pick up a roving mission. So what we're going to do here, drink some coffee. And now I want to go pick up some pieces of 8. Now, the reason I'm getting pieces of 8 is it does help to spawn rogues to come in on you. Now, most of the locations right here, I've got actually producing materials, so there's no pieces of 8 there, but I can grab some at Fort de Lis or over here at Labastide or something like that. I think I've even got some over at Fond du Royale. Let's see who's got the most here. Looks like we're going to be going up here to Labastide, and that'll be along our route too. So, back in the day, we used to just take and we could tool around here. If you look, I just had some Helm rogues spawn in front of me. You may not need the 8s, but I'll go ahead and grab them. And we've got a few fleets popping in, and typically your fleets will be 2 ships for each contract. Not always, but typically you'll be able to get that. If you end up seeing that you've got your payouts are coming out here as far as cannonballs, and chances are you have a mark for death. If you're spawning in ships that are not carrying those, that's why I went ahead and grabbed that extra contract so I can hunt those rogue helms, the rogues for the helm. I've got to turn the volume down a little bit in my headset. There we go. And grabbing these materials. As you can see, we're pulling in, not large numbers, but we're pulling in more than you get with running the rogues. Typically with the rogues, all you're getting as far as like when you have that mark for death, those guys are only paying out maybe 5 or 6 of these materials at a time. If you're lucky, usually it's just cannonballs. But if you run it this way that I just showed you, you're going to be getting plenty of these fleets here. And you can run them however you want. Like I said, I just kind of go and when I see that the spawn seems to be slowing down, I might go pick up some 8s or something, see if I can increase it. But this is kicking in pretty heavy. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay without having to pick up any 8s right now. But we are close to a couple locations with 8s if we need them. So now a couple of hot spots that I've found. Obviously, you can come down this way and do this, and just find your way around. Now there's a couple Helm rogues there. We're going to turn into those guys, but show you a couple hot spots I've found. So Grand Fillets is pretty good. Actually, this little quadrant here above the ruined lighthouse, right in this vicinity, I get a lot of spawns of these little rogues here to get those materials. And you can see we've just dropped in. We've went ahead and started farming out. We got 66 tobacco, 19 of the juniper berries, 18 of the sugar cane. We've got a few more. Now it's going to be kind of random what they're dropping. They're dropping a lot of silver chests as well. So you can set those back in case they have another double silver weekend or something and just be saving those up or potentially, you know, opening them up. But I would recommend that you save them. That way you have the silver to upgrade your products, you know, from the white skull to the gold skull. But I felt like sharing this with you guys. I'm going to get back to it. So as you see, we ended up driving some torpedoes and things there. That's because we still have that mark for death on us. I wish they had a way for us to actually be able to detect it, whether or not we still have it active. It takes a while to drop after you've been blowing up liaisons. So what we can do is, it doesn't matter where we go because we can't fast travel, but what we can do is we can come over here to our rogue hunts here and just find one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to mark that one on our map, and that is going to be located, boy, it didn't mark, did it? Let's try this again. Let's try this one more time. There it is. All right, we'll travel up there. We'll destroy that. That'll get rid of a 30-minute mark for death. And we'll be able to pick up some materials from that contract as well. Usually pick up, you know, 120 to 65, something like that, depending on what the contract is. But that is how you operate this. As soon as you see that you have a payout that's coming in, if you haven't ran liaisons and stuff and destroyed any of those, you probably don't have to worry about this mark for death, guys. But I was running it earlier and did not get rid of all of it, so there's probably a little bit of time left on that counter. That's why I went ahead and grabbed those contracts. But like I say, if you see the Helm Rogue pay anything other than the desired materials, make sure that you have these rogue hunts so that you can run one and get rid of whatever mark they've got on you, because that's why those ships show up. You should just be getting ships that are giving you actual Helm materials. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Comment in below if you've got better ways to farm up. We're always looking to share ideas. Have a wonderful day.